Hello, welcome everyone. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to verify something. Make sure this is actually working. All right, it is. Yay. Trying to make it so that hopefully people can comment. Um, we'll see if it works. I don't know. If you're out there, please send me a message, say hello. Um, I would love to hear from you. For those of you who don't know me, I am Candice Anderson. I am coming to you live from Hiram, Utah. Today is January 26th. I believe it's the last Monday in January, which means next Monday, the first Monday of every month, I will be doing another Make It With Me Monday, which I will post what you need to grab so that you can actually follow along and craft with me. If you're not able to craft with me on that day, you can always watch the replay and craft along at that point in time. So hopefully you'll be able to join me next Monday as well as today. I do go live every Monday at 7:30 Mountain Time. Um, and we're going to jump right into what I have to share with you today. So let me switch cameras here and hopefully everything is working. Um, and you can hear me. So, all right. So, I don't know if you've noticed the stamp set. It is called Happy Place. It actually came out in the holiday mini catalog. I was very, very grateful that it carried over because I never used it over the holidays. And I fell in love with it. The minute I saw it, I loved the imagery on it and all of that. But then I went to use it and I have really, really struggled. So I'm going to share with you the kind of the projects that they had shared in the mini catalog. So just kind of some simple ideas. I did go searching, trying to figure out some different ideas, and I want to share a couple with you, and then I'll share what I actually came up with. So this right here, I stamped on our watercolor paper. My idea was to use our, sorry, I'm going to reach under here, our watercolor pencils. And so I was thinking, oh, I probably want to have the watercolor paper. I do not recommend that. Um, because this particular stamp has a lot of texture and feel to it and different dimension in the stamp itself, it doesn't stamp very well on the watercolor paper, especially because you usually want to use a stays-on ink when you're watercoloring. So just rule of thumb, if you're doing a water-based coloring, you want to make sure that you're using a stays on what's the word I'm looking for? Um, an alcohol-based ink, which is what stays on is. If you're going to be using our blending pens, which are alcohol, then you can use our regular ink or the Memento because that's a water-based ink. So that way they don't blend. Sometimes I don't follow that rule because I don't care if they're blending. But anyway, this is the same idea, only this time I stamped on just our Whisper White, which is a lot smoother, and it was a lot easier to blend that background. So it was kind of fun to do like a little ombre type looking background. I didn't try doing it with the blends. That is another idea I could have tried, but so kind of just simple. I love the color. It would make a really fun scrapbook as well. So that was card number one. Then I decided that I was going to try and stamp on a background paper. So this is from the new suite, the Beach Boardwalk Designer Series paper. So I just cut some of this designer's paper and I just stamped in the black across the front of it. And I just have the happy birthday. Super, super simple, kind of fun card. But I wanted more. So I started playing with some other ideas, and this is what I kind of came up with, and I hope you guys like it because I thought it was kind of fun. So I'm using the So Swirl. This is going to be my background. I could have folded this already. And I believe this is Flirty Flamingo for my background. But we're going to set these ones aside here really quick. And so this is, oh, did I miss? I missed one of my pieces. I threw it in here, I think. Maybe I'm missing a black piece. Give me just a second here. We're going to cut a new one because I don't know what I did with it. I made a mess making everything, and then I went to go clean it up and apparently got rid of it. Okay, so what I have here is this is our adhesive paper, double-sided adhesive paper, and I'm just gonna stick it on this piece, and I think it's roughly around just under 4, right? Just under 4 by just under 1 1/4. So this one here should be 1 1/4 by 4. I just did that wrong. Should be 4 1/4. 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'll have this right. No problem here. Bear with me a second. All right, there we go. We'll move this one. So I did cut the strip just a tiny bit smaller, just so that I don't have extra glue like all over the place because it doesn't really matter. Just easier to attach the little strips using the adhesive. You could also just, put glue, whatever, down. This was just a little bit easier in my opinion. Okay, now I've cut a little 1/4 inch strips in multiple colors here. I believe this one is, what color is that? Azure Afternoon, I believe. So I'm just gonna line that up on there. And then I have Summer, what is this one called? Summer something, Summer Splash. This is one of the in colors from 2 years ago. It will be leaving in, I believe, April. So just remember to look at those if you're wanting them. Hopefully I'm doing this in the right order. And then I've got Pool Party here, and I've got Peach. I think it's Peach Parfait. And somewhere I am off because it's not going to fit here. Hang on. We're going to cut this one down a little bit so it will work. Apparently my measurements were slightly off here, but that's okay. We'll make it work. And then I've got Flirty Flamingo. And this one maybe is not going to go on the top there like it should. Sorry, I cut my back piece the wrong size. We're going to fix that by cutting a little bit here. I'm not being a very good demo here, but that's okay. We'll make it work. And we're going to add glue to this one. I could just stick it there, but I need them all even to make it work, and hopefully it will still work. Okay. We're just going to stick this one here, and hopefully it's going to stay for me, at least for what we're doing. And then we're going to stick it all onto this background when we're done. But we will cut it, we'll trim it down just a little bit and make it work. So here is our goal. Hopefully it's going to work for me. Okay. We're going to ink up our big stamp here. And we're going to line it up. A little bit trickier because it is one of the red stamps. We will not be getting any new stamps out of the red, but it still worked. And while I have the ink out, I am going to stamp this days on here, and I am going to stamp it actually upside down. Move that out of the way. And then I'm going to use my circle punch, and I'm going to just line that up and punch that out. I believe that's the 2-inch circle punch that I used. And hopefully I can get this up here and it's not too stuck since I used that. We're going to trim this down just a tiny bit so that it's all even on the sides here. There we go. And yep, that's what I figured. Because I went a little taller, I'm going to have to go bigger with my black piece. But that's okay. Actually, we are going to attach it and then trim it. We're going to go a little bit backwards from what I would normally do since I cut the back piece too small. I'm going to add some glue. That's okay. We're still going to make it work just fine. Line that up there the way it's supposed to. And then we're going to trim this. All right, that worked. All right, so the idea was to create the background like I had on my other card that I lost. I'm doing really well tonight, guys. Where did I put my other card? It is one of those days. I moved it up here. So I wanted to try and create this same idea without having to color it. Trim that down just a little. So that was kind of the goal, using paper to create that same concept kind of idea. And then we're just going to finish our card off here quickly by adding, okay, where did I go? We're going to add some sticky to the back here. This is my cheating way. Instead of wrapping it all the way around the card, I like to do this because I don't use quite as much of the ribbon. And I just have some of our black baker's twine. So it just allows me to easily give that look of it being wrapped all the way around without actually wrapping it all the way around. I also like it too because sometimes it makes it a little bit easier to tie my bow on there and get it where I want it. And I can also adjust where the bow is. So just a little trick. I want that a little bit longer. There we go. And then we are going to attach our days. This is why we only cut part of it, because we're going to just attach this right here to the side. Oh, that's not lined up how I want it. Just a little bit. That's better. Maybe. Not centering it well, but that's okay. You guys get the idea. We're going to grab some Stampin' Dimensionals, throw them on the back here, put some over the seam, help keep it where I want it. Move those out of the way. And then we can throw this on here. And like I said, this is able to move. So I can line that up kind of centered where I want it. Then I can pull my bow up. So the other kind of advantage of doing the bow that way is I'm not stuck with where it tied together. Just doesn't want to lay flat for me. And I did finish it off with some of these muted dots. They're a little bit lighter, but I kind of liked them. And I've got a lot of different kind of colors going on here. So anyway, there's kind of the one idea versus the other. Give you kind of an idea. Here's my original one, which I don't know if I did any better stamping it, but just kind of a fun, easy idea that you can use with this stamp set. I would love to see what you guys have come up with this stamp set. If you haven't gotten it already, I encourage you to grab it and get one for yourself. Just a couple of reminders really quick. You can shop anytime on my website, Candice, Candice, Anderson, Anderson .stampinup.net. You can find it in the corner there. You can shop online. Right now, we do have the bonus days going on. When you spend, I believe it's $50, you get a $5 coupon that you can spend next month. We also have our product of the month. It started in December. When you spend $75, you can get the product of the month for $5. Last time I checked, December's is still available, and then there is a new one in January. I did feature that paper. I have got my order in a little bit later, but I do have that other one coming. So hopefully I'll have a chance this week to share some ideas with you on that as well. And yeah, I have a new episode of Scrapped coming up. My goal is the end of this week. So join me for that. My friends have already posted theirs. And check out my blog for more information and different things. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks again for joining me. And I will see you again next week with my Stamping with You. Thanks. Bye-bye.